Hey guys, happy new year! Oh my gosh, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jamie and today we're gonna have a very casual resin video. So I saw these beautiful space glass things when I was on my vacation in China a few months ago and they were amazing but hella expensive. You know, I'm too broke to afford that. I can't even pay shipping, so how can I afford to buy a $500 space glass? So I decided, hey, why not try to make my own? So I bought some supplies from China while I was there a few months ago, and today I'm finally making a video about it, which is pretty darn exciting. So I'm gonna walk you through the process of making my space balls, and it's gonna be a great time, okay? Without further ado, let's dive right into the video.
Oh, I'm about to dive in.
First, using a medium-sized ball mold from China, I start squeezing some resin and then rotating the mold until resin covers the mold's entire inner surface area. So it looks super smooth. This is a very important step. And after that, I cure it with UV torch for 10 seconds. Now I start squeezing the first layer, filling about 1/4 of the mold, a little less, and then start curing it, hardening it again. Now I filled a little less than 1/2 of the mold in total with some resin. Yay, surprising! Now I have these beautiful iridescent beads that I got from China. They're so amazingly beautiful, but utterly expensive. So drop the bead into the center, but do not push it down. Harden it with UV torch. Now I'm taking some extra thick UV resin. It has to be hella thick, you know what I'm saying? And then I mix some white pigments in it because we're gonna make the swirls. Oh, that's exciting! Now let's squeeze some thick UV resin to hold the swirls better. Just a little bit into the mold, okay? Now I'm using a method to make the swirls. So I know it's really hard to see what I'm doing, but as depicted by the red lines in the illustration, I drew some lines using the white resin, like this. And then I started using a screwdriver and then rotate it in the center so that it actually forms swirls, even though you can't see what the hell I'm doing because I'm bad at YouTube. Harden with UV torch again. Now I'm doing a method number 2 to form another layer of swirls. This time I just dotted 4 dots of white resin like this. And again, using my handy dandy hand screwdriver and my hands to form swirls. See, I'm actually doing something. I'm not lying, okay? It's actually forming swirls. It's actually working. Use a toothpick to fix any white chunks, but try not to have them in the first place because they actually ruin the piece. Now I harden it again and I try swirl method number 3. And for this method, I just went all out and started making swirls with my toothpick. The more layers you add, the more depth the galaxy is gonna be because it's gonna have so many swirls. It's gonna like be so deep. Now that I'm done with all the swirls, I'm filling about 3/4 of the mold with UV resin and adding some glitters of choice. This time I added some holographic powder, but I should have added some stars and moons. I don't know why I did not do that. I kind of regret it. But anyway, harden it with UV torch and let's move on to the colored background. I mixed 3 background colors, blue, pink, and purple, with some beautiful shimmery powder pigment from yourcreativeplayground.com, which is my favorite store for pigments. Because they're so pretty, like. Scrape each color along the sides of the mold like this. Just add a little hint of color. I don't want to be too extra with the colors because my soul is dark and having too much color makes me a little uncomfortable. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't feel like adding too much. So I just added it along the edges and then blended the colors together using a toothpick. Now I squeeze some resin down the center to kind of like spread the color to the edges, which is pretty cool. Now let's mix some black resin and fill the entire mold with black, the color of my soul. Just to be more extra, I added some little gold shimmery powder from Your Creative Playground again, cause they are my favorite. Filling the entire mold with black resin, make sure you work in layers though, cause if you don't work in layers, it's gonna crack. After carrying it with UV lamp for about like 6 minutes, just to be extra careful, I demolded it and wow, it looks so darn ugly. Don't judge me! I'm just making this out of resin. These experts made it out of glass. You know, they have experience, they have like a art degree or something, and I'm just a kid. I'm just a kid who doesn't know what I'm doing, who just buys stuff and makes stuff with my hands. I'm a kid, okay? Before I kind of succeeded, I guess, I had a hell ton of failures. These are all the failures that I made. Honestly, without failure, we cannot have success. Anyway, guys, stay tuned for my next video. It's gonna be an epic project that I've been working on throughout this entire winter break. It's something really different from what I usually do, so I'm really excited to hear your opinions on it. Please do not miss it, so be sure to not miss next video. I worked so hard on it, I just needed to wait for some supplies to come in so I can finish it, because yeah, it needs some finishing touches. I hope 2019 will be an amazing year for all of you. I'm about to dive back to school next week. Ooh, I'm about to dive in. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to smash that like button if you like it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!